Once upon a time, there lived a boy named Bandhan in Salopur village. He was very hardworking and straightforward boy. He was the single child of his parents. His mother and father were very poor. They had not a single piece of land for cultivation. Even they had no source of income for their livelihood. So, they used to collect dry firewood from the nearby forest. They used to sell it in the market, and whatever amount they got from it, they purchased rice, flour, and other edible things. Though they were poor, they were happy. One evening, Bandhan's father Birsa was sitting on a broken cot outside his house. He was planning for his next routine. Meanwhile, he saw Bandhan playing with his wooden cart. He said to Bandhan affectionately, Bandhan, my dear son, come here. Bandhan came quickly to him and asked impatiently, what happened, dear father? Why did you call me? Have you brought something edible for me from the market? I want to eat something. His father said, my son, now you have become 5 years old. You should go to school from tomorrow. Bandhan said, what is this school, father? Where is it? What happens there? What will I get there? Will I get tasty food there? He asked so many questions in no time. His father made him understand lovingly and said, my son, school is the temple of knowledge. You will learn many good things there. The school is in our village only. You will be able to learn their good habit, good manner, good discipline, good behavior, and good knowledge about all the subjects. Even you will get their khichdi at noon. Bandhan gave his consent for this. Next day, his father took Bandhan to school. Bandhan sat silently at the corner of the room. He liked his school. He was very happy to see many children of his age. He thought, I will make these children my friends and play with them. At noon, he ate khichdi, vegetables, and an egg. The teacher made him learn how to recite alphabets and tables. After the school was over, Bandhan came back home with his new friends. In the evening, he shared his experience of his school with his parents. Years passed. Bandhan grew into a young boy. He passed his matriculation examination in first division. One day in the evening, he said to his father, dear father, as you know that I passed my matric examination, I want to take higher education going to town. All my friends are going to town for higher education. I am also craving for that. But your consent is necessary for me. What should I do now? His father was very pleased to hear his son. He wanted to send his son to town for higher education, but it was out of his capacity. He was helpless. So he said to Bandhan very lovingly, dear son, I also want to send you to town like other parents, but I am very poor. I can't bear such a big expense. You try to do the same work what I do and help me and your mother. Bandhan obeyed his father. He said nothing against his father because he knew his father's helplessness. From the next day, Only he began to go to the forest with his parents and help them in cutting the firewood and selling it. In that way, 7 years passed away. Bandhan kept repeating his monotonous routine, but he never complained against it. One morning, Bandhan's mother, Paro, woke him up and said, Bandhan, my son, your father is suffering from high fever and body ache. He can't go to the forest for firewood. Today, you go alone for the same. I will also stay at home to look after your father. Bandhan said, Okay, mother, you take care of father. I will bring some effective medicines for father after selling the firewood. You need not worry. Saying like this, Bandhan went to the forest taking an axe and a string. In the evening, he brought medicines for his father and gave them to him. He said to his father, Dear father, you will get well soon. The chemist has told me that these medicines are highly effective on these kinds of diseases. You don't worry. But to his ill fate, those medicines showed no good effect and his condition deteriorated. After a week, Bandhan's father left for his heavenly abode. He died. Bandhan wept bitterly for his father. His mother was also lamenting terribly. He consoled his mother, saying like this, Dear mother, cool down. Have patience, please. Death spares no one. One day, we all will die. One day, we all will have to leave for the heavenly abode. God has summoned my father to dwell in his paradise. My father was very dear to God because he performed his work given by God very honestly. He behaved well, all the persons generously. He brought me up lovingly. He also loved you all the time. My father has left his body only, not his soul. His soul is immortal. It never dies. It never passes into nothingness. It remains eternal and immortal forever. I have read about it in a religious book. It says, No weapon can cut the soul, no fire can burn it, no water can drench or destroy it, and no tempest can absorb it. It is eternal and immortal. Hearing this, Bandhan's mother stopped lamenting and hugged him. One morning, before going to the forest, Bandhan said to his mother, Dear mother, you have grown old now. You don't go to the forest to collect firewood with me. I am going alone. I am capable enough to fulfill our needs. You stay at home comfortably. Saying like this, he went to the forest. That day, he went to the densest part of the forest. While wandering in search of the dry firewood, he came across a beautiful and tidy small hut. In the courtyard of that hut, there were several stacks of dry firewood. Bandhan looked those stacks of firewood ceaselessly for a few moments. Several thoughts came and went away in his innocent mind. But he did not even touch any one of those dry logs of wood. He thought it was illegal to steal. He kept thinking about what should have he been done. He was totally lost in his thoughts. Meanwhile, he heard a sweet and musical voice from behind him. Who are you, young man? What brings you here? Generally, no one comes to this part of the forest. Bandhan turned back immediately, and what he saw there, he couldn't believe on his eyes. There was a Juno like young girl who was extremely beautiful. She was standing 2 or 3 yards away from him. She had long black hair, smiling face, fair complexion, and happy disposition. Bandhan exclaimed with surprise, "Wow, what a beauty! I have never seen such a beautiful girl in my entire life." Bandhan fell in love with her in his first sight, but he hesitated and did not utter a single word from his mouth. He kept looking her as if he were spellbound. The young girl once again addressed Bandhan, saying like this, "Hello, handsome. Who are you? What do you want from here?" Bandhan regained his consciousness somehow or the other and said like this, "Greeting to you, O gracious lady. My name is Bandhan and I live in a village named Salopur. I am a woodcutter. I am wandering in this part of the forest in search of dry firewood." Bandhan replied her all questions very politely. Listening to Bandhan, the young girl said to him, "You will not be able to find even a single piece of dry firewood in this part of the forest, as I have already collected all of them in my courtyard, as you can see here. But you can take away from my stacks of firewood as much as you want to, for free of cost." Bandhan became happy, but he couldn't believe on what he heard. He said, "Dear lady, you did not tell me anything about yourself yet. Who are you? And why do you live in this densest part of the forest? Do you live here alone or with your parents?" Bandhan asked so many questions in no time. He was curious to know about her. The young girl replied with her soothing and musical voice, "My dear young woodcutter, my name is Sangeeta. I am parentless. I am an orphan. I lost my mother and father 7 years ago. My father and mother were also woodcutters. Even we used to cut dry firewood and sell it in the nearby village. In that way, we used to earn for our livelihood. But unluckily, my mother and father both were killed by a ferocious tiger. Since then, I have been living here alone. I have no companion. Will you be my friend? Because you are gentle, pure-hearted, and easygoing young man." Bandhan was so impressed with her beauty that he could not deny her proposal, and they became friends. Bandhan took sufficient firewood from there and went to sell it. That day, he got double price for his dry firewood. In this way, Bandhan used to go to Sangeeta every day. He spent hours with her. They talked lovingly with each other. Slowly, their friendship turned into lover and beloved. They both were young and full of new fervor. One day, Bandhan proposed to Sangeeta. He said, "My dear Sangeeta, I want to marry you. Will you give me your consent for this, please?" Sangeeta's happiness knew no bounds. Listening to Bandhan's proposal and replied in the positive. Bandhan came his home in the evening and told his mother everything about Sangeeta. Even his mother agreed with him on this matter. One auspicious day, Bandhan went to Sangeeta's hut and brought her to his own house and got married. The next day, Bandhan went to Sangeeta's hut to bring firewood from her courtyard. He was taken aback. There was no firewood there, not a single piece of it. Sangeeta's hut was also not there. Bandhan thought a lot about it, but he could not come to the conclusion. He went to the other part of the forest and collected dry firewood for that day. After selling it, Bandhan brought 10 pieces of round bread made of rice flour and jaggery with other stuff of daily needs. That night, he told Sangeeta about her vanished hut and stacks of dry firewood. But Sangeeta showed no amazement on it. She said to Bandhan smilingly, "My dear husband, I think you forgot the right way of my heart after marrying me, my poor husband. Tomorrow I will accompany you and we will certainly get my heart there." Bandhan thought perhaps she was right. He must have forgotten the right path of her heart in the forest. Next day, Sangeeta went to the forest with Bandhan. They reached to the place where Sangeeta's hut was situated. She saw obliquely to Bandhan and said slyly, "My dear husband, this is my hut and these are the stacks of dry firewood. Have you to say anything else about this matter? Yesterday I told you that you must have chosen the wrong path to reach here." Bandhan was quite amazed to see the hut and stacks of dry firewood there. He started thinking, "I was not wrong yesterday, and I am not wrong today as well. What is this all? It is beyond my understanding. I will come here again tomorrow," he said to Sangeeta. "Sangeeta, darling, I think you are right. I had forgotten the way of your heart yesterday. But I am sure I will not forget it tomorrow." Seeing this kind of confidence of Bandhan, Sangeeta started laughing loudly. Her laughing sound was not musical this time, as before. She laughed in a very coarse and shrill voice. Her voice was so high and harsh that birds started flying away from there. They started flying away from trees. Bandhan could understand nothing. He said to Sangeeta, "My darling, I am feeling strange here. Now that you do not live here, so this place is not so dear for me. Let's go home." And he started moving towards his home, holding the delicate hand of Sangeeta. He felt a strange sensation in his body. Sangeeta was still laughing. Bandhan said to Sangeeta, "Stop laughing, Sangeeta. It is not like big issue for laughing so loudly." Sangeeta said to Bandhan, seeing him obliquely, "I can't help laughing when a pure-hearted person like you gets confused with his innocent mind. I have developed this custom from my childhood." Sangeeta had been laughing all the way. When they reached the village in the evening, they heard the loud sound of blowing conch from the village temple. Hearing the conch sound, Sangeeta immediately stopped her silly laughing. One day in the morning, Bandhan's mother did not wake up. It was 8 o'clock in the morning. Bandhan called his mother. Still, she did not respond. Then he went into the room and found his mother dead on her cot. Sangeeta was cleaning utensils with ash outside the house. Bandhan shouted loudly, "Sangeeta, come here quickly. Mother is no more." But Sangeeta did not show any amazement or sadness. Sangeeta came there. She said, "Bandhan, your mother had grown too old, so she died." Regretting on her death is foolishness. Bandhan felt awkward listening to her rude response. Bandhan was weeping bitterly, but Sangeeta did not weep. There was no symptom of sadness at all on her face. After some time, Bandhan noticed several deep scratch marks in every part of her mother's body. Bandhan was shocked to see them. Bandhan asked Sangeeta surprisingly, "Sangeeta, darling, can you tell me what kind of ailment was my mother suffering from? I have never witnessed such a cruel disease in my life, from which my mother died." Sangeeta said to Bandhan indifferently, "God knows, I can't say anything about it." And Sangeeta went away from there. Bandhan couldn't understand anything. At last, Bandhan took his mother's dead body and cremated her just beside his father's grave. He lost both his father and mother. After a few months, Sangeeta gave birth a cute female baby. Bandhan was very happy. He thought that her mother had taken rebirth as his daughter. He used to love and care of his newborn baby very much. One day, Bandhan came home in the evening after selling his firewood in the market. He was sitting on the cot in his courtyard. Sangeeta came out of the kitchen and placed the baby on the cot. After that, Sangeeta said to Bandhan, "Take care of baby. I am going to prepare the supper. Today, I am preparing dhuska for you." "Okay, dear, but make haste, as I am too tired to do anything else," said Bandhan. After some time, Sangeeta served Bandhan dhuska and vegetables in a plate and said, "You keep eating them. I will give you more if you want to eat more. But I request you not to enter the kitchen unless I permit you. Okay?" Bandhan said, "Okay, darling." After eating all the dhuskas, Bandhan said, "Sangeeta, darling, can you give me 2 more dhuskas? These are so tasty." Sangeeta replied in the positive and dropped 2 pieces of dhuskas onto his plate. But what Bandhan saw there was extremely surprising and fearful. He saw Sangeeta's unbelievable long hand. Bandhan was sitting in the courtyard and Sangeeta was cooking in the kitchen. The distance between them was at least 15 feet. Bandhan thought, how could Sangeeta's hands be so long? For the first time, he was panicked. He went tiptoe to the door of the kitchen and peeped through it. There he saw the most horrible sight of his life. He saw that Sangeeta was sitting in front of the oven. Her both the feet were burning like firewood. Oil was boiling in the cauldron, and Sangeeta was taking out dhuskas with her right hand from the boiling oil. He saw this all in no time. Bandhan could not utter a single word from his mouth. But somehow or the other, he mustered up all his courage and strength and ran away from his house. He ran and ran until he reached the village temple. There he met the priest. He was panting terribly. He tried his best to tell the priest everything, but he couldn't. Only he was stammering because of fear. Seeing his pitiable plight, the priest fetched a glass of cold water and made him drink it. After an hour, Bandhan calmed down and narrated everything to the priest. After listening to Bandhan, the priest thought, for a while, closing his eyes and said, "Dear Bandhan, Sangeeta is not an ordinary girl. She is a witch. She has taken the guise of a beautiful girl only to allure you. She is in her evil mission to harm you and the villagers." Bandhan started repenting on his ignorance and straightforwardness. He said to the priest, "O noble priest, how can I get rid of her? How can I save myself and my daughter from her? O pure-hearted man, tell me any infallible way of it." The priest went inside the temple and brought some water in a small bottle with him. He held it on his palm and chanted some mantras and gave it to Bandhan. He said to Bandhan, "Take this holy water and sprinkle it on her face, and you will get rid of her." Taking the holy water with him, Bandhan came back home. Sangeeta asked him rudely why he had run away from home. Bandhan made her understand that he had left his eggs and string in a village shop. So he had gone there to bring them back. Sangeeta believed what Bandhan said to her because Bandhan never used to tell a lie. After that, they went to bed. When Sangeeta was in deep slumber, Bandhan sprinkled the holy water on her face. No sooner did Bandhan sprinkle the holy water than Sangeeta vanished from the bed. After that, she was seen nowhere. Ultimately, Bandhan got rid of the witch. Thank you for watching my video and listening to my story. If you like my story, please like and subscribe my channel and press the bell icon for further updates. Thank you.